Today's video I'm going to be talking about Blimpie. Blimpie is very similar to Subway. It was founded around the same time. Blimpie was founded by three friends who wanted to get into a partnership with a franchise of a new restaurant called Blimpie. It was Angelo Baldshare, Tony Cananza, and Peter DiCarlo who founded Blimpie on May 16, 1964 in Hoboken, New Jersey. They were inspired by Point Pleasant, New Jersey's Mike Submarines, which would later become Jersey Mike Subs. They were inspired to create their own sub restaurant because of Mike Submarines, Jersey Mike Subs. They didn't want to call the restaurant just simply a sub. So they basically came up with a couple ideas, eventually agreeing on the name Blimpie, which in Philadelphia they would call a sub Blimpie. After the first year of Blimpie being founded, they had a competitor coming in, Subway. They also opened at the time, a cafe in New York City called Border Cafe. Although they were making a lot of revenue at the Border Cafe, Blimpie wasn't making that much money, as they were only opening 30 locations. And Subway was gaining popularity, as Blimpie wasn't. As Blimpie started to plummet here in the Northeast, they started to open up stores in the South where Subway didn't have a presence yet. By 1987, the late 80s, they had about 50 locations, mostly located in the South. They took advantage of the offerings that they had in the South, as they weren't really successful here in the North. By the early 90s, they had operations in 27 states. Things started to work and turn around for Blimpie, as it's been struggling, but it started to turn around again for them. And they started to make more money and start opening up new locations. They also reached 500 locations by the early 90s as well, and having annual revenue of $2 million. By 1992, they had about 12,670 restaurants. They started to do another thing that Subway and other competitors didn't do, was open up their restaurants inside gas stations, something that was new at the time. They started to gain popularity by opening up restaurants and gas stations in the 90s as well, and expanding throughout the 90s as well. They reached a peak of 2,000 restaurants, but nowadays they only have 200 locations. Thanks for watching this video.